class 8C from Lakshmi Prasad Memorial Public School. So today I am here to represent a topic. My topic is clauses. First of all, we will know about what is clause. A clause is a group of words that has a subject and a finite word of its own and can make complete sense on its own. Is called clause. Now we will take example and so in this sentence here it is a clause. The sentence is I will leave now because it is getting late, and here in this sentence because it is getting late, it is a group of words and it has a finite verb and can make sense on its own, so it is an example of clause. Now we will talk about the types of clause. So there are mainly two types of clause, that is principal clause and the second one is subordinate clause. So the first type of clause is principal clause. It is also known as main clause or independent clause. This is a type of clause in which has a finite verb and a subject and can make sense on its own. It can stand on its own, so it is a type of independent clause. And now the second type of clause is subordinate clause. Subordinate clause is also known as dependent clause because it also has a subject and a finite verb, but it cannot make sense on its own. It has to depend on the principal clause to complete its sense. For example, as I have taken the example earlier that I will leave now because it is getting late. In that example, I will leave now is the first clause, and this was a type of principal clause, and because it is getting late, it is a type of subordinate clause because it has to be depend on principal clause. Now we will talk about types of subordinate clause. There are three types of subordinate clause. The first one is noun clause. The second one is adverb clause. And the third one is adjective clause. So first of all, we will talk about noun clause. As it is a type of subordinate clause, so a subordinate clause which acts as a noun in a sentence, then it is called noun clause. For example, Sarita hopes that she will clear the interview. So in this sentence here, it is a clause that she will clear the interview. It is an example of noun clause because it is acting like a noun in this sentence. It is acting like a noun. It means it is acting like the object of the verb hopes in this sentence. So it is an example of noun clause. Now we will talk about adverb clause. A subordinate clause which act as an adverb in a sentence, that it is called an adverb clause. For example, here in this sentence we should the sentence is we should reach the hall before the examination begins. Here in this sentence, before the examination begins is a type of adverb clause, because here it is doing the work of adverb, and it is doing the work of adverb of time clause. So it is an example of adverb clause. Now we will talk about the third type of subordinate clause, that is adjective clause. So as adjective clause is also a type of subordinate clause, so a subordinate clause that does the work of an adjective in a sentence, then it is called an adjective clause. For example, so in the here it is a sentence, and in this the sentence is the man who is wearing black coat is our class teacher. So in this sentence, who is wearing a black coat is the type of adjective clause, because here it is doing the work of an adjective. It means it is describing about man. It is telling about the quality of the man. It means it is doing the work of an adjective in this sentence. So it is an example of adjective clause. Now this is all about clauses. So thank you.